So the time has finally come. Your pension has cleared after decades of waking up early and busting your nut. Wait, after decades of waking up early and breaking your back, it's finally time for you to retire. You got the money coming in, everything's set up, and you don't know where to go yet. You've decided on Thailand, but you've got quite a few options, obviously. So where, in my opinion, would be the best places to retire? We're gonna go over my top 3 today. We're gonna talk about some positives, a couple negatives, but just in general, hopefully give you a better idea of where you should plan on kicking your feet up. Made under the guise that you decided to move to a city. Now, if you want to move out into rural Thailand, find you a nice Thai wife to settle down with, get your farm and all that vibe, this is probably not the video for you. Maybe we'll do that video in the future, just a couple places that might be a little more off the beaten path. But today we're talking about my probably top 3 most convenient or most realistic places that you might want to settle down. If you've never been to Thailand before, I'll kind of break down the main differences between these 3 places and whether or not you should plan on moving there or not. Now up first, we're gonna just kind of start right in the middle. Of course, the biggest city, the capital of Thailand, Bangkok. Now, if you're coming from the west, there doesn't really seem to be anything that we have in any major cities in America that you won't be able to find in Bangkok. Now, if you're a bit on the older side and you're retiring and you want to make sure your healthcare is all in order, Bangkok has all the major hospitals, all the clinics, all that stuff, so that's not something you need to worry about. But there is a couple nuances to living in Bangkok. Obviously, it's a lot more busy. It is a big city. Traffic is crazy. So if you're maybe coming from a big city in America and you want to get somewhere that's maybe a little bit more laid back, maybe just a little bit more low speed, Bangkok might not be the choice for you. Now, don't get me wrong, there are places in Bangkok still where you can kind of go out and be away from like the major hubs and like entertainment districts and things like that. And it will be a little bit more low speed, but at the end of the day, you'll still be in a big city. I think the biggest advantages to Bangkok are, 1, you're close to an airport, so if family wants to come visit you or vice versa, if you're planning on going back home at all, maybe you got some kids there or something that you plan on visiting, that'll be nice because you're right there by the airport. And then like we mentioned earlier, there's not really any amenities that you can't find in Bangkok. If you haven't really gotten into Thai food yet, you don't have to worry about that. You can ease your way into it because there's plenty of Western food in Bangkok as well. And in general, it's gonna be pretty familiar compared to your home country, just because if you wanna go shopping, they've got all the malls, they've got the restaurant chains, so it might not be as big of a drastic jump if you plan on going there when you retire in Thailand. Right here, guys, I want to take a second to thank all the new subscribers we've gotten in the channel, especially just this month. This month I have turned on the jets once again. You might have noticed that we are back to everyday content, and that will be how things are going to be going for the foreseeable future. It can be a bit of a drain, but we are trying really hard to get to that 10K milestone. So if you haven't yet and you would like to see more and learn more about Thailand, maybe you're planning on moving here or just a vacation, make sure you go down below, hit subscribe, hit like on the video. Those likes really help us in the algorithm and help us get in front of more people that might have the same questions that you do. Thank you guys so much. Now up next, we got where we are today and where we have been for the past year, and that's Pattaya. More specifically, I'm in Jom Tien, and that's where you see a lot of these videos being filmed, is right here on Jom Tien Beach. Now Pattaya kind of has the big city and also the beach town vibes, obviously. That's because there's beaches, but Pattaya is also a pretty big city. I don't really know the population, to be honest. That's something I should probably look up. But kind of the same thing with Bangkok. 99% of the amenities you can find in America or wherever you may be coming from, you can also find here in Pattaya. There's all the shopping malls, cell phone, like everything you can think of. I have yet to find something that is really necessary for day-to-day life that they don't have access to here in Pattaya. Now, if Bangkok sounds a little bit too crazy for you, it might be a little too hectic, Pattaya is definitely a little bit lower speed. And let's say maybe even though you're retiring, you might be getting up there age-wise, but let's say you still got some gas in the tank. You still want to go out, hang out a little bit, maybe drink some beers, hang out with some beautiful ladies. That is plenty available here in Pattaya. That is pretty much what it's really known for. I always say that this is kind of like the Vegas of Thailand. The party scene is very much live here, but that doesn't mean you have to be out at nightclubs and things like that. If you want, you can just come to one of these nice little bars down here on the beach, hang out, catch your sunsets, and kind of just relax. So Pattaya is a good option, especially if you're a beach person. Now, don't get me wrong, you could always go to Phuket or, you know, down south of Thailand, but those places, I don't feel like they're quite as good to settle down. I feel like with Pattaya, it's really nice as well because you're only a couple hours from Bangkok. So if there's something there that you might need access to, it's really easy to get a taxi up, maybe take the bus. So you kind of get the best of both worlds, really. You get to stay out of the mess of the Bangkok just craziness, but you also are close enough that if you do need to be there for any reason, it's very easy to make it happen. This list is not the end-all be-all if you're looking at these 3 places and it doesn't really sound like it might be something that you're interested in. Of course, it's not the end of the world. There's still plenty of places in Thailand. This is just kind of the 3 that I would at least consider if you are thinking about retiring in Thailand. And if you don't like these 3 for whatever reason, at least then you have a gauge of what you're actually looking for, so you have a better idea. But if Pattaya is somewhere that you're interested in, you can definitely hop back in my catalog. I've been here posting videos for over a year now. There's over 200 videos talking about all kinds of aspects, from the nightlife to functionality to how to get around on the day and day, a little bit of everything. So if you are thinking about Pattaya and you really want to get some more in-depth information, feel free to hop back in the catalog. I do have a little bit of everything, so that should definitely help point you in the right direction. And then one of my personal favorites, honestly, Chiang Mai. So Chiang Mai is in the north of Thailand. It's up in the mountains. It's honestly a lot different than it is down here towards Bangkok, or definitely towards the south of Thailand. So it kind of offers the same things, a lot of the same things that Pattaya offers. It's a big city, so there's a little bit of everything. There's plenty of food and amenity and all the things that you're definitely gonna need from a day-to-day life. And one thing about Chiang Mai, it is relatively cheap compared to a lot of places in Thailand. I know a lot of people are generally first thinking about Phuket when they wanna come to Thailand. And if that's for you, by all means, but Phuket is pretty much the most expensive place to live in Thailand. It can be nice, but everything is more expensive, from rent to food, just the day-to-day stuff. It's all much more expensive. Chiang Mai, it's up in the mountains. It's a lot different than a lot of Thailand, but you get that big city vibe at the same time with like the little mountain town kind of, you know, swagger. So it's definitely nice. A lot of really good food is in Chiang Mai as well. A lot of the times when you see all those like night market tours and food tours in Thailand, a lot of those are either in Bangkok or Chiang Mai. Of course, if you are planning on settling down in Thailand, I recommend that you do as much research as you can before you get here. It's a little bit different with vacation. If a vacation goes bad, you can be like, okay, I won't do that again. But if you're planning on moving here, of course, you want to make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. So keep watching these videos from myself and other creators. Get an idea of what it's like to have boots on the ground. And if you still can't decide after you watch plenty of videos and read all the blogs, you got plenty of time. So don't forget that. Don't be afraid to come to Thailand. Stay in one of these places for a month. Plan to travel a bit. Cruise around and see what it's really like in these places. Because of course, I might have a different perspective than you. So get here, do a little bit of research, cruise around, and at the end of the day, that gives you an opportunity to see more of Thailand. You might be surprised by somewhere. You might end up somewhere that you never really thought you would be interested in. No matter what, I have a firm belief that wherever you end up, you will be happy, because I think all these places are great in their own way. So don't stress about it too much. Do your research, make sure you're set up for success, but don't really overanalyze it too much. If there's somewhere that you end up, and you don't like it, you can always go to another spot. As always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to Tempest TV. Like we said early in the video, we're trying real hard to get to that 10K mark. So if you haven't yet, go down, catch an assault charge by giving that subscribe button a super hot one. And I will catch you guys in tomorrow's vlog. Like we always say, I hope you have a great day. Tell somebody you love them.